friends, you ever think in your life that some of the greatest lessons you learn are a result of the experiences that you've had in your life? What about if we learned as a result of the experiences that other people had to go through? Therefore, we learned as a result of their pain and heartache and their bad choices. Make life a lot easier. We wouldn't have that heartache and pain. Well, I want to share with you something. A couple years ago, I went through a divorce. And I know many of you come from families where there's divorce or separation. Well, my ex-wife and I have great respect and admiration for her, and we divorced on good terms, and I'm proud of that. I want to share with you a lesson I learned. I had asked her, I said, would you mind writing me a letter that I can share with my counselors as some of the things that you've experienced that go on in my head with, bipolar or PTSD or just depression and anxiety, triggers that would happen that would make me feel a certain way. So she wrote me this letter. I want to share it with you because this is a lesson that I learned that I want to share and make the point to you. I had asked her, and she wrote the letter, and she said, "Dear Jeff, after 17 years, I think I know you better than anyone." Yeah, you probably do. She wrote, the one thing that really upset me the most is that you could never remember how I liked my coffee. And I remember thinking to myself, I don't drink coffee. Why should I care how you like your coffee? And I asked this question to audiences. I'm like, do you think I did her wrong? Do you think I did a disservice to her? And most people are like, no, if she wants her coffee, she can make it herself. And people usually chuckle. And I'll always ask, does anyone? And there's always maybe one person that thinks I did her wrong. Let me tell you something. As I look back, and I always want to try and be a better person, I think about the letter she wrote me, and I think, you know what? I did do her wrong. And let me tell you why. If something so little is important to who my number one is, then shouldn't that be important to me? Having said that, let's turn this to you. Who's your number one? Parents, your teachers, coaches, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. So let me say this. If something so important to them is important, and they're your number one, don't you think that should be important to you? I mean, let's talk about teenagers. Your parents have a curfew. They have an expectation for you to apply yourself and do the best you can. That's important to them. Shouldn't that be important to you? Teachers, they give you homework. They grade your papers. This is important to them. So shouldn't it be important to you that you put forth your best effort to be the best student you can be? What about your coaches? They're out there every day trying to build you to become a better player. They expect you to hustle. They expect you to dive after loose balls. They expect you to get hungry and be coachable. That's important to them. And if you care so much about them, that should be important to you. What about your boyfriend or girlfriend? They expect you to be on time. They expect you to be a gentleman, a lady, open the door, pay the bill, tell someone they look nice today. That's important to them. So shouldn't that be important to you? What about your friends? Your friends expect you to be kind and respectful and honest. Well, shouldn't that character be important to you every single day? Here's the moral of the story. You have a number one in your life, whether that's your parents, teachers, coaches, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband or wife, maybe your employers. bottom line is simply this. If it's important to them, it should be important to you. And that's your character, that's your attitude every day, and that's your ability to apply yourself to be the best that you can be. My friends, I hope you enjoyed this message. Stay beautiful.